Hey guys, back again for another video. We're going to swap out this YJ tailgate for a CJ tailgate that flops down. So that way you got a workbench to work on instead of this little swing out carrier, which is about useless. Especially if you've got an oversized tire and you've already got a aftermarket bumper that holds your tire. This just gets in the way and it's more annoying than anything, so we'll go through the steps of swapping that out. So here we go. Alright, so first thing, let's get the mounts out of the way. This is going to be in the way when you go to test fit it to make sure your CJ tailgate works. So I've got a couple Torx bits on here. Need to see about pulling out. Looks like it's a T27. And I did spray some penetrating oil on all these bolts yesterday, so hopefully this will help us out. And then we'll get a couple rivets we need to drill out, two here, two on top. Get this plastic plate off. Go. Check these guys out. Out of the way. Alright, now let's go ahead and pop this out, get it out of the way. So next you want to grab your tailgate, set it in place, get it lined up left to right about as good as you can, and mark your hole where you want to drill it at. So take a little punch, pop it in there, drill your hole. I did a 3/8 drill bit, you can see here. Pull it down, drill them out. See, this one's a little bit higher, but that's because my tailgate's tweaked. That 3/8 drill bit, the hole will give you a little bit of play to adjust your brackets. Basically now what we got to do is get to the back side of this, open up the sheet metal so we can take these plates, put it behind it, so that way you can support that tailgate a little bit better. And then thread this into it. Got the gas tank out of the way now. Actually, I've had it out because I've got the whole tub off the Jeep, but you'll have to drop the tank to get out of here. This is going to be the hardest part of it for you. So that way you can get access to this panel. Basically, you want to go from this edge, which this is my center line from where I drilled those two holes, come up 2 inches, and that'll get you right above the shelf in here. I drilled 2 holes, angle grinder, angle grinder, angle grinder. I'm going to just pry this up so that way I can get access to put that plate back there. So I have to do this one here. That is what we're after. Get a hole just big enough for that to go in, so that way we can put the tailgate up from the backside and secure it to something beefier behind it other than just the sheet metal. So let's do this one now. again. So here's the brackets that we're after. You can see they're different shapes. It's basically a piece of angle iron that I cut down the center, ground it down a little bit, rounded the edges, and tapped it. So that way, like I said, it's going to be a little bit beefier than just tying into that sheet metal, so it doesn't try to pull through when you go to sit on the tailgate or whatever you want to do. So that needs to go into the back. I got a little magnet. Grab it. That way you can position it a little bit better to where you want it to go. Get it lined up. There it is. That's what I want. Put your tabs in. Your screws. So grab your screws. Just going to get them on loosely right now. Once you get it started, you can take the magnet off. Alright, just for comparison, YJ tailgate bolt, CJ tailgate bolt. Same thing, same threads, just got that little pilot stud to get it lined up a little bit better. Magnet, bracket. One side. Nope, lied to you. Pick up on it a little bit so it's not resting right there on the sheet metal before I snug it down completely. give you a little view of what we're dealing with. So that's what we're after. So just a beefier backing plate for that. So next up we got to figure out our mount that we're going to use to hold the little catch. It's supposed to flip up, come out of the way, flip down, and hold it into place. So I have to fab up a piece of angle iron that's going to mount to this here, as well as be another point for the cable that's going to hold the tailgate, so that way it's not going more than 90 degrees down. Alright, let's get these two brackets out of the way so we got something to work with. Alright, so something like this is what I got in mind for it. This is just a scrap piece of metal that I pulled out of the pile. Almost perfect for what I want to do. Use those existing bolt holes, bolt it back to that. Basically have it stick to where it sits right there. Holds the tailgate up. Just pivots out of the way like that. I could almost get away with using that piece right there if it had a spot to where I could put a bolt, a stud through there to hold this in place. So probably have a little slanted angle there. Drill it out, put a stud through to hold this tailgate up, and cable attach onto. So this piece that I got, it's like I said, about perfect for what I want. It measures out at being 3 inches wide, so I'm gonna cut 2 pieces at 3 inches. Go from there. So we got 3. Now I want to figure out about where I want to place this. I'm going to be pretty close to there. That way I can still utilize those bolts. Put that there. Actually, I probably won't use those bolt holes. I don't know if that's going to hold up to the amount of weight that's going to be pulling this cable here. So, still want that same general area though. Close to there, where to fold down and close up. Now right now I don't have the seal on this tailgate, so it closes a little bit more than what it should. I'm going to pull it back a little bit just to get it kind of flush with this body line. Go with that. So I'm going to mark it here. It looks about perfect there. So there's my mark. What I'm going to end up doing is coming down with it, leaving all that there for this to catch on, but then I'm going to come out, probably round this off, or at least do an angle, so that way I can put my stud on for this. The Jeep's sitting about perfectly level. See, I'm at 0 degrees here. What I want to do is get this tailgate to fold down, and I want it a couple degrees on an incline. I'd rather fall into the Jeep rather than fall out. The reason I want to have it on another reason I want to have it on an incline too is as these cables start to stretch and settle in, I know it's going to settle in, so I want to have a little bit of a play to where, if anything, it'll go level rather than going down on a decline. So I'm going to come up right about there. Looks like I'm at about 2 degrees. And I'm going to mark it right there. So there's the mark where I want to go. So what I might do, yeah, you know what I could do is I could just go straight across. then maybe round off that corner there so no one gets cut on it. I think I'll do that. Alright, time to go cut. What we're after. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tap that hole, and I'm actually going to use the same bolt that came out of the YJ for the one of the brackets, so that way, well, I use a bolt that I'm not using anymore. So just start it. Here's our bracket that we started. Very crude form right now, but we do have our tapped hole. We can put this bolt in. Boom. Pop it in place. That's about where I'd want it to sit. Go back and check our angle out. Get you guys down there a little bit. How's that look? Slide incline, you know, it still has to get bolted down. And then again, once you put some weight on it, stretch that cable out, it should settle out pretty close. And again, if it's not perfectly level, I'm okay with that. I'd rather things roll this way or fall into the Jeep rather than roll out of the Jeep. And here it is, all finished. So there's the bracket, sanded, painted, bolted to it. I used the existing mounting holes there for the hinge support. Just put some nuts on the back side of it, fasten it to it, and got that bracket as tight as I could to the tub. Same thing with the other side. Used the existing holes and hardware actually, and it's on. So it's sturdy. I can sit on it, you know, 250 plus pounds. Had my daughter on it with me, holding tight. So super pleased with how it turns out. As far as closure goes, slide the tab over. Same thing with the other one, slide the tab over. Now we got the cool CJ7 tailgate on the YJ. Been using it for about a year now, very pleased with it. I like the utility purpose of it versus the swing out carrier. And of course I got the tire carrier for that now, so good to go. But if you guys got any questions, comments, feel free to post them in the comment section. I'll answer what I can, and thanks for watching.